Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a really radical idea about the future of work, inspired by the book Abundance by Andrew Turtle. And honestly, it's an idea so big it could change pretty much everything: our relationship with tech, with our jobs, and with society itself.
You know, it seems like almost every single conversation we have about AI these days ends up circling back to that one single anxious question. Is a machine going to take my job? And look, that fear is totally understandable. But what if? What if that laser focus on job loss is actually making us miss the much bigger story? What if we're not just watching the job market change, but we're actually in the middle of a fundamental evolution of our civilization? So, the core argument we're digging into today is this: the real story isn't about just swapping human workers for machines. It's about a massive shift in the entire purpose of human effort.
Okay, so to really get where we might be going, we first need a super clear picture of where we are right now. The book we're looking at calls this a day 2 civilization, and it's all built on one single really powerful idea.
And that powerful idea? It's the scarcity economy. I mean, for basically all of modern history, the rule has been dead simple. Work is the non-negotiable price you pay for a secure life. You work to earn, and you earn to survive. It's that direct.
And you know, this whole system runs on a few core beliefs that we don't even think about. It teaches us that we have to compete because there aren't enough resources, that our survival is never a guarantee, and maybe most importantly, that our value as a person is deeply tied to our job title. Our whole society is shaped by this logic.
But here's the thing. That entire model, the one that's been solid for centuries, is starting to get some serious cracks. It's starting to break down because of one enormous technological shift that is changing the fundamental rules of the game.
And this right here, this is the single most mind-bending idea we're going to talk about today. AI and automation are systematically cutting that ancient, unbreakable cord between work and survival. And the author is clear. This is not some sci-fi future. This is already happening. Just think about the change this way. In the old economy, you needed massive amounts of human labor to produce enough food or housing or energy. But now, we are quickly moving into a world where automated systems can handle those basic needs, making our direct human labor, well, optional for survival itself.
So, what happens when the old system is breaking down, but the new one isn't fully built yet? Well, you get the messy, confusing, turbulent time we're living in right now. The book calls this transition period Day 3, and it's basically defined by one thing: friction.
Day 3 is just full of contradictions. I mean, we have the technology to create all this abundance, cheaper energy, automated food production, you name it. But our old systems, our economics, and our politics are still designed to manage and enforce scarcity. And that mismatch, it creates massive tension in society.
Now, this transition doesn't happen all at once. It seems to unfold in 3 overlapping phases, and we are living deep inside phase 1 right now, disruption. But the next phases are where it gets really interesting. Decoupling, where things like universal basic services could actually become real, and then finally, reorientation. So, if we can actually get through this turbulence, what does the world on the other side even look like? The book gives it a name: a Day 4 civilization, and it's built on a completely new economic operating system. And this new system is called the utility economy. The idea is actually pretty simple, but it's totally revolutionary. What if access to safe housing, healthy food, and clean energy was just treated like water from a tap? Not some luxury you have to earn, but a basic utility that forms the foundation for everyone in society.
This is where you can really see the huge shift. The role of work itself completely transforms. It goes from being a necessity for survival to a vehicle for contribution. The whole logic of the economy flips on its head, from extracting value for just a few to regenerating well-being for everybody.
But this huge economic shift, it doesn't just change how we get stuff. It allows for an even deeper change, a complete redefinition of what human purpose and value even mean.
This changes the meaning of maybe the most common question we ask each other. So what do you do? Today, what that question really means is, how do you survive? In a Day 4 world, it could mean something totally different. Something more like, how do you contribute? What do you add to the world? I mean, when survival is just guaranteed by the system, human energy is finally set free for all the things that truly move civilization forward, but are so often undervalued in our scarcity economy: creating art,
exploring the universe, caring for each other and the planet, and just deepening our own understanding. Which brings us to the final and most provocative question of all. See, this isn't about some perfect future that's just handed to us. It's about a choice that we have to make. If technology can handle the work of survival, then the great project for humanity becomes deciding who we truly want to become. And that is a question worth thinking about.